Alright, in this video I'm going to go over parent and child classes for different actors. So the way that we've just made our first character was by right-clicking Blueprint class and then using a PaperZD class and just making an individual actor class for our character. One of the problems with this is we have set a bunch of things to be custom values. Like our camera, we actually set a tone curve amount. Our character movement has been changed a whole bunch. And that's good and fine until we want to introduce multiple characters. So if I were to come in here, and the original in the start of this series, I was working with the big cultist, and now I come in here and I would have to set everything in this individual actor, like all of their character movement stuff. If I search up the tone, I have already set it in here. There might be some rotation settings I haven't got to. I have already, conveniently enough. But if I were to now go ahead and make an entirely new character, doing the same method, I would have to set and create everything. We'd have to add in spring arms, cameras. We'd have to set all of those character movement settings that we've gone through. And that can become very daunting and very tedious, especially if you want to have some type of a character selection in the future and have multiple characters you can play from. So what we can actually do is use a parent class. What I've done is I've created a new PaperZD. We'll just pull it up, PaperZD actor. Just selected here, and I named it player character base. Within here, all I've done, I can hop in the viewport and actually see that all I've done is I've added in the spring arm. I've named a camera player camera, and I've changed everything to how I would want it to be within here. So my tone, that's been fixed. My spring arm is at absolute rotation, -90, so it's in front of the character. My character movements, let's search up rotation. I have the orient rotation to movement. This has been increased a whole bunch. I've made sure to use control rotation yaws turned off. Our player, this can crouch, can walk off ledges, whatever gravity changes I wanted, 1.5. Oh goodness, there's loads of stuff. Like air control, that's been changed. Jump velocity, that's been increased, and so on. So I've made all of the changes that I have found that I like within this player character base. And now, if we come back in here, we can right click on it and create a child blueprint class. We could just name this big cultist BP for now. And if I open it up, we see that it already has a spring arm, a player camera. It has the absolute rotation of the spring arm. I come into character movement and let's say I search up crouch. Oh, it's already got the can crouch and can walk off ledges. And we'll find that everything that we have set in here has now been inherited by this new blueprint, because if we look here, the parent class is the player character base, this actor that we just made. So any changes that we make here will then be inherited by any of its children. So this is actually a child already, and that allows us to have better control and not have to do that monotonous setting of every single setting for every character. Also, it will allow us to create variables within the parent class. An example is this max combo attacks, wherein each character might have a different number of attacks. And if we see here, I can search up max combo. Oh, sorry, I need to select the self, and we can actually change it here, so it could be different for each character. Now, the only things we would need to also set is making sure that our animation component, the anim instance, is set to whatever animation blueprint correlates with this character, making sure that we set within our child class, we want to set the corresponding flipbooks and such. and that would allow us to now have that functioning character. With the introduction of this player character base, we will need to make some changes. One of them being our cast. I have gotten rid of, originally there was a cast I would cast to PaperZD character. I have now gotten rid of that, and we are now going to use the cast to player character base. And as the player character base, use the character movement. This will require you to search for each of the instances of where you used this variable. You'll need to you can do a replace references or find references by class member and go through and actually delete each of those. We need to make sure, and it's going to be things like our add movement input needs to be connected to this now. Jumping needs to be connected to the new character base. Every single time that we've casted to the PaperZD does need to be replaced by this. And I guess I can demonstrate the replace references. Can be a little finicky at times. Okay, thanks. We find whatever we need and we replace it with what we want. We can do it with the as player character base. And then let me drop one in here real quick. There we go. And now if we go ahead and find and replace all references, confirm, we can go ahead and pop back into the event graph and see that it is added on the player character base on top and left the PaperZD character as red connections, as connections that no longer function. And if we were to compile, our blueprint will not compile until we go through and change these. And that makes finding them a little bit easier because we can just jump to it by clicking right here and then just connecting it, and boom, that's gone. Or just Alt left clicking and it can get rid of any of those old casts, those old variables. And then finally, the last thing that we need to do is within our animation blueprint, we need to change the cast as well. We need to make sure that we are casting to the now child blueprint class and replacing all of those references. So I'm going to name this as advent. Oh my goodness, I can't spell all of a sudden. And you would need to do the same, where you would find all of the old references of the variable, and that'll be within your locomotion. Within every single transition rule that you've used any of the casts, you need to replace it to this new one to make sure that we are now using these parent and child classes. And we're using the child cast in this instance because this animation blueprint is for this specific child. It is not for our entire player character base. It is only for this child. These two directly correlate together. We're going to use these together, and anytime we make a new character, we need to add in a new animation blueprint and then create new animations, new state machines, new animation states, new transitions. There is not really a great way to expedite that. As far as I'm aware, that still does need to be manually done, as each sprite sheet is different. There's different animations for different characters and so on. So that should be it for this video. This is just going to help us have a more dynamic and easier to use process in the future when we want to introduce new characters. So I hope that makes sense. Please feel free to ask any questions. Goodbye.